Billionaire Leon Cooperman thinks that the market has finally bottomed. Is it time to buy?
Billionaire investor Leon Cooperman told CNBC on Friday that he believes the market has finally reached the bottom after weeks of economic turmoil caused by the coronavirus outbreak. He is a lone contrarian voice as others search for safer assets like bonds. If I'm right on the virus call, I think the market at the recent low of 2.187 on the S&P 500 was close enough to the bottom to be called the bottom. He said, adding that he would be less optimistic if the craze extend into the third quarter. Stocks fell this morning, ending the market's biggest three-day rally since 1931, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average opening 700 points lower. The early losses come amid news that the $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill, which made it out of the Senate earlier this week, could fail to pass in the House before the weekend, adding more uncertainty for Wall Street investors. Earlier this month, when the sell-off was heating up, Cooperman advised investors to just know what you own and be patient. As markets recouped some losses earlier this week, the BlackRock Investment Institute notes that the sell-off had created long-term value for investors and advised clients that it no favors replacing into risk assets. This is not your last chance to buy, Cooperman advised investors on Friday. Crucial Quotes, Bespoke Investment Group, had this to say about the timing of stimulus bill and reaction from investors. We should know by noon whether the House will be able to be passed today. But given it's a Friday and the market is closed for the next 2 trading days, it's hard to convince investors to hold a quiet into a weekend where the headlines are more likely to be bad than good. Cooperman also told CNBC that he believes oil prices are on the upswing and that betting on energy stocks. Over the last few weeks, the pressure on the oil market has boiled down to supply and demand. Demand for fuel has plummeted as people around the world stopped traveling and working as a result of the coronavirus, and supply is poised to skyrocket as Saudi Arabia and Russia ramp up production and cut prices. The best cure for low oil prices is low oil prices, he said. At these prices, a lot of companies will go out of businesses and the supply and demand will tighten up. The WTI crude benchmark was hovering around $21.34 per barrel before the crisis began. Prices were more than $16 per barrel. I think chances are very high that Bitcoin will become worthless or outlawed at some point, Butterfly tells Forbes. He believes the US government could seek to ban crypto amid concern about digital assets being used to provide financing for illegal activities, as well as the US Treasury Department's inability to control or keep track of payments and collect taxes. Not that Butterfly has written of digital assets just yet. He still believes there is chances that Bitcoin will become very valuable. That's why he still holds some Bitcoin and plans to buy more if he hits $12,000. Bitcoin currently trades around $20,000 to the US dollars. Billionaire investor Carl Icahn warns the worst is yet to come for investors and compares US inflation to the fall of the Roman Empire.
Throughout 2022, Wall Street has repeatedly warned investors that a recession could be on its way. From JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon to former Federal Reserve official, the world's top economic minds have pointed, practically in unison, to the storm of headwind facing the global economy and expressed fears about the potential for a serious downturn. In the US, consumers are grappling with near 40 years high inflation and rising interest rates, all while the world struggles to cope with the war in Ukraine, the European energy crisis, China's COVID-0 policies, and more.
And even after a more than 21% drop in the S&P 500 this year, Wall Street minds still think stocks have further to fall. The worst is yet to come. Carl Icahn, who served as the chairman of Icahn Enterprise and boasts a net worth of $23 billion, told Market Watch at the Best New Idea in Money Festival on Wednesday. Icahn made his name as a corporate trader on Wall Street in the 1980s, buying up involved companies and aggressively advocating for change to improve shareholder value by appointing board members, selling assets, or firing employees. Even at 86, Icahn remains one of Wall Street's most respected minds, and this year he has repeatedly warned the US economy and stock markets are in trouble. Investors argued the Federal Reserve boosted asset price to unsustainable level amid the pandemic, using near zero interest rates and quantitative easing, a policy where central banks buy mortgage-backed security and government bond in hopes of spurring lending and investment. We printed up too much money and just thought the party would never end, he said, adding that with the Fed switching stand and raising rates to fight inflation, he now believes the party is over.